Mo, hey,
Hey, Ricky.
the
Guess
doctor is
what?
in. The doctor is in.
The
Guess what?
doctor is in another Wednesday night. Can you believe it's been a week already?
I know this week flew by. Time is flying by. I can't believe it's Touchtober already, but it's Touchtober, and we have so many things going on this month. So many things, and we actually are going to do the show on Wednesdays and on Sundays at 3 for this whole month. So we have lots of great contact, and we have a really surprise guest coming on Sunday. We'll tell you about that at the end of the show. So you have to watch till the end to hear about our amazing private guest that we're going to talk to tomorrow. So we have an incredible show today. So not only is it Breast Cancer Action Month, it's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And so we have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful breastie who, gosh, I've known for a really long time since I started going to Dr. Hampton, right? She works with my doc, with Dr.
Wow.
Regina. And and she called me a few months ago and said, guess what, Ricky? I have TNBC. I have triple negative breast cancer. How the hell did that happen? And I said, wow, Stace, that's amazing. Her name is Stacy Woods. And it's amazing. You know, she was shocked that she'd worked for, how long have you worked for Dr. Hampton, Stace?
Years.
Wow. And all this time dealing with breast cancer and dealing with breast cancer patients and helping patients. And now I'm like, oh my God, now she has a disease, right?
That we all missed that. Stacy, did you say 10 years?
6 years.
6 years. Wow.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So today we're doing Pink Table Talk, which is our partnership with the Triple Negative Breast Cancer Foundation. So our Haley Dinnerman is here with us. This is our program that we kind of masterminded a few years ago, and we were hoping to do it in person, but we're doing it on Zoom. And we have, so the whole concept is to bring a family to the table to talk about breast cancer and all the things that go on with it with the family. So we have Stacy's mom, Miss Wanda. Want to wave and say hi? And we have her best friend, Muriel. So they're going to like share her story, and we're just going to talk about it. I mean, you know, triple negative, a new study came out from Penn Medical a couple of weeks ago that basically said Black women get triple negative at 3 times the rate. And that's an increase over the last data we had from a few years ago that said 2.3 times the rate. So it is wreaking havoc in our community, and women who are young, like Stacy, are getting this funky, nasty disease, and we have to figure out how to stop it. But I think that, you know, on top of that, we not only is she dealing with triple negative, and she is so incredibly brave to be here today because she's still in treatment. She's not done yet. So I think, you know, I mean, I think we should kind of jump right in, and, you know, unless you want to talk about something, and then we'll let her tell her story and like have these beautiful, beautiful people who have supported her. You know, there's nothing like your mama and your bestie.
Sure. I do want to jump in and just give a trigger warning for anybody who might be watching. You know, there could be information that is triggering for you as we talk about really real stories of what happens behind the closed doors when people have not only breast cancer, but lives. Like, life is really real. And, you know, breast cancer doesn't halt any of that. It just gets compounded to all the stuff that's already going on. And so I do want to make sure that we just put that out there, that these are some sensitive issues. It could be somewhat traumatic for people. And that if you are experiencing domestic violence, we'll make sure that we put a number up for you in the chat so that there's a resource for you to use. And then at the end, we're going to talk about some other resources for our triple negative breasties. But we hope that this is something that people can feel free to relate to. Feel free to chime into the comments. If you have anonymous things that you would like to share, or stories, we want to receive those at Ricky at Touch BBCA, and we can certainly ask those questions and make sure that we're sensitive to what's going on with you, because I guarantee you, Stacy's not the only one. And so we want to make sure that we just honor you guys. And Stacy, thank you for being here with us today. And thank you to your family, your chosen family, your friends. Mama Wanda, you looking good over there. I see you. I love that blue. And Haley, of course, always good to see you.
Yeah, and Haley always says, no one fights alone. That's the TNBC motto. So we are here.
Let's do it.
Good. So Stace, this is your stage, girly. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, my name is Stacy. I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer on March 11th of this year, 2021. Ironically enough, I work in a breast surgery center. I've always been an advocate to get have other Black women to get treatment. Um, Sometimes, they get the diagnosis and then they don't want to get treatment. And so I was the person who actually said, no, you need to get treatment. I mean, what do you mean? And I would talk them into getting treatment. I would even go and take them to surgery, pick whatever I needed to do. I was their bestie to get them there, to get them what they needed. Never in my mind would I think that I would be diagnosed with it. So when I heard it, that I had breast cancer, I said, so what do I need to do next? Now, mind you, I work in the center in the middle of all of this. I said, well, what do I need to do next? So they pushed me through with the imaging and, all the testing. And 2 weeks later, I was ready for chemo. Went through 6 months of chemo. The last regimen that I had was very detrimental to me. I gained 25 pounds. I was 150 pounds to begin with. In lieu of all of that, I was dating a state trooper in the area, 26 years as a trooper, and he was abusive. I thought he was going to be part of my support system. At least he talked the talk. But he was really not available. There were times that I triggered whatever. If I said hi in the wrong way, that could have just ticked them off. It was an argument. If I ignored them, it could have gone into, why are you ignoring me? And, somebody grabbing me, pushing me, choking me, what have you. So I dealt with that with him for about 3 years. So once I was diagnosed with cancer, and the perception of our relationship was only what people saw on the outside, was how beautiful we both looked together. But inside, it was something totally different. So I was told my hair might fall out, and it did. And thinking that he was part of my support system, I already knew internally that I didn't want him to see me with my head bald. I could show everyone else, but he was the last, because I didn't know what his response was going to be. I didn't feel like I would be pretty enough. I definitely didn't have all the energy that we had in our relationship, as we did a lot of, like bike riding. We did a lot of athletic stuff. And he still was pushing me to exercise, and I couldn't exercise. And it made me feel like maybe I wasn't trying hard enough, or I was lazy. So I started to feel down on myself. In turn, I would reach out to Muriel to kind of help me get through that. I was going through some sort of depression, and to be honest with you, he was worse than the cancer. At least cancer, there was a treatment. I don't think there's a treatment for him. But it felt worse than cancer once we separated. After I caught him cheating, all the lies, we just went through a host of things that was very detrimental to me. And again, the breakup with him was worse than cancer. It was worse than the treatment. It worse than the radiation. It was just that 6 month of treatment by far is better than the breakup that I had with him. So,
Wow.
at this
Wow.
moment,
I don't think I ever heard anybody say that anything was worse than breast cancer. But this is really it's really something to hear and to take in. I'm sorry, you were going to say at this point?
So in turn, I joined a support group to help me to get through it. I was, reaching out for just support where I could. There were minimal family members that I wanted to know about it, the abuse and cancer. kind of kept it to myself. And then at work, Stacy got it, Stacy could talk to anybody, but for myself, it was like I didn't want anybody to treat me like I was less than. I didn't want anyone to treat me like, she might die tomorrow. You know what I mean? It felt like I was in a bubble all by myself that was dealing with not only cancer, but then this relationship that was very toxic for me. Not wanting the family members there that probably would have offered support, but really didn't want the support. I mean, it was kind of going back and forth of, whether I wanted support, didn't want support. Sometimes I wanted to talk, sometimes I didn't. There was times that I just wanted to sleep. I knew I had work and things, deadlines and stuff that I had to meet, but I couldn't do it. While I was in treatment for cancer, I can do it, but when I had the breakup and the abuse, I couldn't do it. I couldn't complete my work. I couldn't meet my deadlines. So it's been a journey. I can say today that from 1 to 10, I'm probably at an 8, maybe an 8.5. I feel good about who Stacy is today. I am still going through my journey. I'm in radiation every day until October 19th, 20th. And I have a great support system at work. And I have my friend Muriel, who's been there since day one, and actually met her about 3 years ago. Shortly after I met my boyfriend, I probably should have been with her instead of him. But she has definitely been a Wonder Woman for me.
That's awesome.
So many key issues. Mary, we're gonna hear from you. But yeah, let's just start with you, and then we'll get to questions and everything, and we'll fill it in.
Yeah.
Stacy, I love you, Stacy. You're just the epitome of faith and hope and all things strong. It's just like the little emoji I sent you, I fight like a girl, the breast cancer. We are here at the hospital. I run the foundation, and we are in the middle of our fundraiser for breast cancer. And, last year, we had 543 mammograms, free mammograms, and 3 were diagnosed with breast cancer. And this is what we do, and this is what we are proud of. We love Dr. Hampton, we love Stacy. And when Stacy told me about her diagnosis, it confused me. And it confused me because I've written grants for breast cancer. I know about breast cancer, and it confused me because I'm thinking in my mind, is it contagious? Because she's the manager of the breast center. How did she get it? I mean, it confused me. I was really confused to a point where I had to do research and start looking it up. And then it scared me. So I'm calling my doctor. I'm sending him emails. Have you looked at my mammogram? When's the last time I had a mammogram? Because I'm confused, because this is my girl and she's telling me about what's going on. And so when she had when she had her transfusion, her first transfusion, I sat there, I worked from her hospital bed. I did my work, from a phone. And I was just confused. But, we talk, we may not see each other every day, but we talk every day. We're not talking the way to work in the morning. We talk late at night. And it was a struggle in so many ways, just like she said, all the things she was going through, with her boyfriend, but just life in general. I mean, Stacy and Tara, all the times I had to quote scriptures, and I said, no, read this, read that. We were listening to positive thoughts. And she made one comment one day, and I had the phone on speaker, and my daughter was coming through the room. And it was a comment like, Stacey, I don't know if you remember, there was a comment like, well, it's just the drugs that are keeping me alive. I'll probably be dead next week or something you said. And my daughter turned around and she goes, Mommy, we can't let that happen. I said, we can't let that happen. And so my goal was, and I'm getting emotional, was to make sure she was positive, regardless of all this stuff going on. I had to make sure she could still hold on to life till the next day. And she'll tell you, we started like burning sage and doing all kind of anything we could, anything we could believe in to keep her positive, because I did not want her thinking like that. I did not want her thinking that this could end her life. I didn't want her thinking like that. And so it has been real. All the stuff she's going through with her boyfriend at the time, it was horrible not just for her, it was horrible for me, because I thought he was a great person. When we did the blood transfusion, he was there, you know. So it was hard. And my job is, and I don't do anything else. And Stacy noticed, if I don't do anything else, I will make sure you are positive, make sure that you know who controls you, make sure that you are prayerful, you are faithful, and you remain prayerful and faithful. I guarantee you that. So when she calls me, I hear something in her voice, the first thing I say is, what's wrong? And she goes, how do you know? How can you tell? Because I know, Stacy. I know when things are wrong. So if I don't do anything else, I wish I could write a check and make everything go out. You know, I can't do that. But I can be there for you, praying with you, keeping your faith strong. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna make sure you're gonna look forward to seeing the next day. And I'm sorry I got emotional, but I didn't mean to.
No, not at all. This is
So
an
I'm gonna just
emotional topic.
piggyback on what she said. And so I was in so much pain that days. I was just like, the Lord could just take me on to glory right now. And she would, no. And then when I started radiation, I said, Mira, I just don't want to go. I'm tired of them poking me, prod me, move here, move there, 2 appointments here. It's just a lot, and working. It was just a lot going on. And, you know, separated from my boyfriend, you know, just a lot. And seeing him with another woman, it was just a lot. You know what I mean? It was just a lot. And she was like, oh, you going to radiation. What time is it? Where is it? You know,
I said, I'm coming to
I'm
get
gonna make
you.
sure you
I'm
go.
coming to get
Yeah,
you.
what time you get up? Get your house. I'm coming to get you because you are going. That was, and I said, I'm going. Don't you worry. I'm just speaking out aloud. I'm just being real transparent with my feelings. I'm getting it out. And Mira would just pray. She would just start to pray on the phone. She was just like, you know what? You gonna make it every day. Just call me. I'm gonna call you. And she would check on me. There was days she would check on me. And she was like, I'm just checking on you. I said, I'm still here. All right, girl, well, let's do this. I mean, she's just been my confidant, my support. It's been phenomenal. And now I know why the Lord put people in your life, and you don't know why. He kept her in my life to help me live another day.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Whew. So, Mama, you're watching all this.
Yeah, I'm watching and I'm learning.
I know, but the whole situation, your daughter get diagnosed, like, tell us your story. Like, what happened when you first heard she had breast cancer?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Muriel for being there for her. I want Stacy to know that I love her unconditionally. And we all the women in my family have come from that domestic abusive background.
Really?
Something, I don't know, something in our DNA that causes us to continually get hooked up with these type of men. But Stacy is a very strong Black woman. In my family, there's a long, long line of them that dealt with the domestic abuse and the illness of cancer and the breeding of a lot of children. So Stacy is a very strong woman. She's actually inspired me. I've watched her with this breast cancer, how she's taken the chemo and she's kept going, just like nothing is going on. She just continues on. She pushes herself. She's strong. She's a very strong Black woman. And, you know, I think she's just put too much into being beautiful. She should just look in the mirror and just know she's beautiful to herself.
She's beautiful. Inside and out, beautiful.
Pretty without all the other stuff. You know what I mean? You have everything a woman needs to do anything. even with breast cancer, you're still a much stronger woman than most. You're very blessed, and God has blessed our family. And I never thought that the breast cancer would take her out, because I knew it wouldn't. I know that she's a strong woman and she's not going to give up, even though it hurts. But in my family, we strive against those type things. The men that try to pull us down, you know, the strength, not allowing it to happen. And for her, the cancer is like that. And I didn't know that she was going through all that with her boyfriend. Actually, when she met him, I told her he wasn't right for her. But she fell in love with him, so I accepted him because I accept her unconditionally. But I kind of knew he wouldn't be around for the illness, because of the type of person that he really is. But for her, it's probably a blessing. It was in disguise, but I'm sure it's a blessing for her to have gotten rid of him. And it'll be a blessing for her also to get rid of this cancer, because it's not going to stay. She has everything that she needs to kick it out. And that's what she's going to do. And that's basically all I have to say.
Wow. Let me commend you, Mom, for sharing, and for supporting your daughter in these ways. This sort of unconditional love it can be difficult to find in families. The relationships between moms and daughters aren't always gravy, and cancer doesn't make them better sometimes. But hearing your love for your daughter is beautiful. I want to talk about. I guess I want to ask this because when you look at how we feel about our bodies, right, and before cancer diagnosis, we don't necessarily love our bodies before cancer. And then we get cancer and it puts a whole set of self-esteem issues on us that maybe, we weren't even really equipped to deal with that, from before. And I guess, Stacey, I want you to maybe weigh in, because the study showed it, women, 50% or more of women have either some psychological distress, anxiety, depression, body issues, dysmorphia, or like they're just not loving their bodies and the skin they're living in, and how that plays into our decision making and sometimes the things that we do and ways we compromise.
So prior to cancer, I worked out, total body workout, rower. I was
hot body all the way.
Yeah, from head to toe. That was me. It was, washing my face and, making sure I did the facial mask. It was all of that, all in the above, maintaining my weight and just having that phenomenal feel good about me being so beautiful. And then once cancer hit in the hair, and I'm gonna tell you what I did. I put braids in my hair, just so I could keep some hairs. Like my hair is not gonna fall out because I'm gonna braid it. Well, as soon as I took the braids out, all the hair came with it. I called myself dodging a bullet. Didn't help.
Wait, how much your hair looked like before you lost your hair? You had a lot.
You want to see a picture of me prior to?
She had beautiful.
Say that again.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you had beautiful.
I don't think I have a picture on my computer. Muriel may have one. But prior to that, I was very fit. I mean,
Let me see if I can find the breast cancer picture we took with the fire chief. Wait, you go ahead and talk. I'll see if I can find that.
So I was the epitome of being very fit. Every day, ate correctly. I made sure that I had the correct food. I was taking multiple vitamins, supplements. And then when I had to take supplements, I didn't want to take them during cancer. But prior to, I was doing everything I had to, drink enough water. And then during cancer, you got to drink a lot of water. So, the thing of being told that you need to, involuntary, it's a thin line between love and hate. So so when my look started to change, I gained 25 pounds like within a couple of weeks. The steroids had me so big. I looked like a linebacker. I was not used to that. And I kept telling my doctor, this is too much weight to carry for me. Like, it's too much. And he said, well, I want you to continue to gain the weight because as you're going through your treatment, it's required. And it's good that we see you gaining weight, but I just didn't like myself then. So now I have no hair, right? I have no eyelashes. And when I say all of your hair fall out, I mean all of your hair. I mean from head to toe, your panani, you don't have any hair. So
Right.
that flow you used to have it's going everywhere. You know what I
I know.
mean?
I
So,
remember the first time that happened when I was on the tour, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
so you lose all your hair, your leg hair, everything. And that was so surprising to me. And then my nails turned black, from the chemo. I was not used to that. And I kept it covered with, I continued to go to get my nails done, but even that wasn't good for me. I just felt so bad. I felt so down on myself. And then I tried to glue on wigs, just anything to make up for it. But after a couple of days, it started to slide back. Because guess what? You feel like you're going through menopause. So you're sweating so much, I can't even keep my hair on, and I'm bigger than before. And I kind of went into a depression. The only thing that kept me going is that I had a phenomenal staff that needed me every day to go to work. After chemo, I would stay up for 2 days, 48 hours. It kept me going. So I was working 2 jobs. I was even driving to Delaware. My ex-boyfriend at the time, and my mother, I was going to put my name on a house that he had built. Thank God I didn't do that. But I was driving to Delaware in the middle of the night, going to Delaware for a few days, and then coming back. This is all in the middle of the week. And I want to get back to this too. During chemo, I didn't get sick until that last regimen. But what I wanted to say is that I didn't get really sick where I was losing weight until I broke up with him, until we separated. I lost weight. I'm still trying to gain my weight back. And so now it's the flip side. I'm trying to gain my weight back. I felt sicker again when he and I separated than during the treatments. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it except for it was a totally different world for me to go through domestic violence at the same time, still wanting a person who was no good for me. And he still trying to contact me even after everything to say, how much he cared, how much he loved me. And for me, every time he did something, he bought me a gift. That's how he forgave himself. And that's how I somewhat forgave him. But I'm going to tell you, the gifts got so big, the only other thing he could have did was give me a house. Because the last thing that I had was a Range Rover truck. Isn't that right, Muriel? I had a truck. I gave it back. So
He tried to buy you. He tried to buy you. Do you think he was trying to buy you?
He was trying to buy his own forgiveness and keep
Right.
me. Even after seeing him with someone, he still reached out to contact and put money in my account like he used to when we was together. Even afterwards, left me a message, sent me an email, and I, to help to break the tide, thanks to Muriel giving me advice, I contacted his lieutenant. I sent him all the information and said, look at your boy. Just tell him to stop contacting me. I want nothing to do with him. It's nothing that he can give to me at this moment that would make me say, we're going to be together. Nothing.
Can I ask you how you got there? Because, I was saying before we started the show, I grew up in a house with domestic violence. And my mother, despite whatever this man did, she would always go back. And I remember being 6, 7, 8, years old watching, and she always went back. And I think there's something to be said for these sort of generational kinds of things. It was in generations in my family too, moms. And how did you finally break the cycle?
Well, I was forced to break the cycle. But one, I saw my mom get beat by my dad, and she always went back. For years, she went back. And the abuse for me didn't start with him until more than a year into the relationship. Before that, it was all roses and glitter and everything was good. And then one day it was like, I own you. You can't move until I tell you to move. It was, and if I decided to do less or not do what he said, then it was his hands around my neck. And now he's 6'6", 300 pounds. I'm 5'5", 150 pounds. So when he lifted me up by my neck, I was not touching the floor at all. And I had went through that. And over time of 3 years, it may have happened maybe 7 or 8 that I can remember. That it wasn't constant, but when it happened, and I don't know why we do this, but I protected him from those things. Like I didn't share always. And then I made him look like what he wanted everyone to see him as was a good person, right? And I don't know why I did that. And I don't know why I continue to go back. It was almost like he had a spell on me. And I would go back. It was just his tone with me and when he said he loved me, it felt genuine. But what it was is that it was something that I wanted to hear, wanted to be involved in, wanted to travel. He was the first guy that I really traveled with, at least once a month. We went on exotic trips. And that was very appealing to me, that a man would do something such as that. We don't have that many men in the metropolitan area that does that. So that was, very, very attractive to me.
Stace, I do want to say that it was some type of spell because she would have me on the call when they talked. She was mad with him and she would have me on the call. And I would actually hear how he would change his tone and everything. And she would just everything. If she was mad, she'd call me, she'd be mad. And then I would listen in. And it was almost like he had a spell on her because this is the same Stace. I'm on the phone with him. I'm sick of this. I'm not doing it, whatever. And I'm listening. And he would do something with his voice. And it's like he was taming her, and she would calm right down. Right down. And yeah, I love you. I'm like, what just happened? I'm saying to myself, because I can't say anything. I'm not supposed to be on the phone. But I heard it with my own ears. I heard it.
But I would say that I had her on the phone because I didn't know what he was going to do next violently. Like I didn't know if he was going to choke me, kill me, what he was going to do. So I had her on the phone for my own safety.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That not ever happened to you guys? You never gone through that type of thing with a man that you thought you were in love with?
I had one boyfriend in college who threw me into a wall one time, and I called my dad, and my dad had him taken to the police immediately. But I don't know. I can't imagine what she has gone through, and her bravery is amazing.
Mhm.
Just bravery to deal with it, because that alone without cancer is,
It's
I
too
can't
much.
even imagine it. It's too much. It's too much.
I
wonder
watched it
if-
play out.
No,
I'm sorry, Haley, go ahead.
no, that's okay. I'm listening to you and how strong you are and how incredible it was for you to, under those circumstances, get up and do what was right for you. And I'm wondering if in a way the cancer gave you the strength to do that.
No, Stacy is a person, very, very strong-willed. You don't want to get her mad because God knows.
What a mom would say for sure, right? Mom knows the real deal, right?
Yeah.
But you think she's just strong, and so
She's strong. In our family, we are African. We have Native American in us. Stacy, what's the Indian that we are? And Stacy has some Jamaican in her, so we have quite a mix. And there's a little bit there.
I'm Jamaican.
Yeah, you are
American. I love it.
Jamaican.
I'd love for us to define strong and define what strength means, because I think when we talk about, Black women and breast cancer and Black women and overcoming period, there's strong to the point where we get in situations and other people lean on us for strength, and they don't always do the things that they can do, as we talk about like diversity and equity. You know, people say, oh, you're strong, let so and so say it. And we become the torch bearers and the carriers of the strength because we are strong. But what does strong mean in this instance, and how can it relate to and help other women who might be watching to tap into their strength? Because, you know, strong can have a double-edged sword for Black women, right? We're too strong sometimes, and maybe sometimes not strong enough. But tell me what strength means to you all.
Well, to me, it's mental. It's not always physical. I mean, physical is there, but you have to have the right thoughts in your mind if you are going to make it. You know, you have to know that you can overcome. Nothing is here forever. You're sick right now, but it's not going to be there always. That's strong. And strong is knowing where your strength comes from, and that is from God. You know, and you have to have a strong belief that that is faith, and you're going to move forward. And nothing is going to happen that the Lord has not planned for you. And you're going to get through it because it's your life, and that's the life that God gave you. That's strong for me.
So in my journey, I would sleep, and the Lord brought these three things to me during my, you know, my time of feeling depressed. And I'm gonna be really honest, I felt suicidal, never planned it, but you know, just felt like, Lord, just take me, just take me. And this is what came to me. And what he said to me is that learn to change your thoughts. And he said, change your thoughts, soften your heart, learn to love you more. Those was the three things that he said to me. Those three things to me embody strength, because those things, so I had to learn how to train and change my thoughts to positive thoughts. I also had to change my heart so it's not black, and learn to love again. And then in turn, love me again. So it doesn't have to be in those three orders, but that's how it came to me. And so I shared that with my support group, and they only use it. But that's what I consider strength. If you can control your thoughts and then in turn change your heart internally and love yourself, you can get through anything. That's what I consider strength.
You know, one of
Stacey,
the things
you
I
go
share,
to, I'm
Oh.
sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, one of the things I share with Stacy is one of the things that I do, and I keep it right. I have a little box. I keep it in my toilet, right in my bathroom, because the first thing I'm doing in the morning, when I get up, I'm going to the bathroom. I do affirmations. I have slips of paper. I have a pair of glasses in this box, and I have a pen. And I write daily affirmations, whatever I'm feeling at that moment, that day. And one of the things that give me strength is, like the one I wrote this morning is, I can disappoint everybody, anyone, all over, whatever. I am never going to disappoint myself. Never going to disappoint myself. That's the one I wrote this morning. And the one I wrote yesterday is like, no one is ever going to love me as much as I love me. And because of that, I'm going to do the best thing for me. I'm not going to go around and ask people what you're going to do, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. I do for myself, because nobody's going to take care of me. Nobody's going to look out for me but me, better than me. I know what's best for me. So those are my affirmations. And my goal is at the end of this year is to have them all framed in 2021. I'm just framing them. They're all little slips of paper. And I remember when this pandemic started, the first thing I said on my first affirmation, when we got hit with the pandemic and everything was shut down, I said, I choose to live, because I was so afraid, you know, being asthmatic or whatever, that it was going to get me. And I wrote in big letters, I choose to live. And that was my affirmation. So that's what gives me strength.
Wow, that is beautiful. Real talk. You
I
know,
think
Ricky,
cancer
talk
cancer
about.
gives you strength. Cancer
Mhm.
gives you strength. I mean, you know, I was married for 30 years, and I thought I wasn't, you know, domestic violence situation. I was pretty much tormented by my husband emotionally. And I don't know whether I would still be married now or not if I didn't have cancer. I think cancer gave me license to get divorced. It gave me permission to get divorced because I figured I had to learn how to take care of myself. It gave me freedom to think about me for a change and put myself first to get divorced. And I don't know whether I mean, if I would, still be in a bad marriage, had I not had the blessing of breast cancer, which is crazy, right? Triple negative breast cancer. But I think that was God working. And it gave me, the ability to find, that my peace is non-negotiable. And I had to learn that, there's lots of things that are other cancers you need to get rid of in your life, right? A few people, people that don't give you joy, people that don't bring you happiness, they could, to me, I kind of view them all as other cancers. And you guys know what my filter is, if I call you an asshole, like it's over. It's my filter.
You bring up a good point though, Ricky, toxic jobs, right? Some of us have toxic relationships with our family members, sometimes with our churches and social groups and other things that are sources of anxiety and maybe not sources of support for us. And it's an opportunity. It is as much as we hate to have that opportunity, cancer can be the opportunity to really put yourself first and prioritize yourself. Stacey, I want to ask you something, you and Muriel, about support for Black women, because there's this interest in psycho-oncology and psychosocial support and making sure that people have what they need. And you have what you need in your community and in your sisters and in your network. And I guess the question is, how important are those things to you? And how can we connect more women to those types of resources? And do you think that that's more what Black women need as far as the psychosocial support through their cancers?
You know what? I'm just going to say this. We come from a culture where we don't talk about things. Okay.
Right.
And we come from a culture where, we grew up and they're like, well, you got to tell the pastor and let the pastor decide. And I'm from a culture where, my brother's a psychologist. And I'm like, if I need help, I'm going to talk to someone. And that's a stigma within our community. Who are you going to talk to? Like, I tell Stacey a lot, like she knows a lot about me. She knows things that most people don't know about me. She knows my struggles, my strength, everything she knows about me. But is that a conversation I want to have with a group of people? Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But is it a conversation I want to have with a pastor? Oh, hell no. So I just say that to say we need to get over that stigmatism. And I don't care if you get professional help, find somebody to talk to, find someone to talk to, and I think that's what's important. As long as you have someone at the end of the day, when Stacey was talking about, she felt like suicide. Oh no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Let me find, I carry, look, in my little bag every day to work.
She's so funny.
Yeah. It's Bible promises for life for women. Okay. And it's an app, whatever you're feeling, it'll tell you what page to turn to. And this is what this is what I carry. When Stacey have a promise, wait a minute, let me give you a scripture for today. Let me give you something.
Yeah.
My daughter called me from college today. I said, what's wrong with you? Mommy, this. I said, what, you need some reassurance? What do you need? I said, let me find reassurance in here. Let me read you a scripture. Every day. That's what I carry with me. So yes.
Muriel, that's one thing about our breasty community, and Haley sees this every day too. It's a club that you don't want to be in, but once you're in it, it's unconditional love. And I think that, most of the calls I get, even for the foundation, are, okay, Ricky, the doctor said this, but what do you think? Or okay, and Haley gets them too, that, because they want to hear from a breastie. And so we've built this support system around each other that's so powerful and so invaluable that, when Stacey called me, my instinct was just to hug her. Well, get over here. Like I made her come to my house when she told me what was going on. So I mean, I think that we're so blessed to have our breastie support, and we need it across everything. And so, I think that's sort of instinctively where we go for help, to our sisters, to our breasties, to our friends, to our mamas. And so thank God for this matriarch that we all live in, because it's so important, you know, as a resource. And even with the cancer questions that you have, well, Stacey, you were blessed to have Dr. Hampton and everyone that you work with to take care of your cancer. And so thank God that took some of the pressure off of even just making those decisions because of all the other crap that you were dealing with. But think about our women out there who don't have the support systems, and that's what we try to do every day. And Stacey, as soon as you're better, you're going to work, right? That's
Already know. Yeah, I know.
I
So
got
I
so many
think for those who don't have support, and you're going through, once you get your diagnosis, I mean, in most cases, you don't even know where to go. Like, they coming at you, you need to make an oncology appointment, you need to do MRI, you have all these things, but you don't have time to process it. So I was very, very lucky to be in that environment where my staff members filled out my forms. My staff members made my appointment. We're going to put you on for surgery for Thursday coming up. It was that. I can't even imagine a person who don't have that type of support and how they survive it. I just can't. So we first have to get past the process in order to reach out to somebody else. I mean, you absolutely have to. After talking to Ricky and Muriel, who are advocates of counseling, some type of counseling, talk to somebody, get into a support group. Ricky is, let me pick up the phone, I'm gonna call, so and so and so and so, and we're going to connect you two together. We're going to see how we're going to get you better. That's how it is. But if you don't have friends in your circle like that, or even to the point to just reach out, you just need a little bit to just reach out so that you can get that to that point. And I think because for generations, we have been told what happens in a household stays in a household, that we still live with that. And so we don't talk about those negatives in our lives. And so because of it, we keep it in internally, and then our behaviors to others become just that. We don't want to be bothered. Everything seems to be kind of toxic. The drama comes around. But you just have to make that first step to reach out, however you can do so. I have to say, through all of this, and even prior to, I've been blessed. I've been totally blessed. The cancer blessed me, my family blessed me, my friends have blessed me. Even if it's family members or friends who don't belong, I still have had something to take away from it that I didn't have before.
What's funny too, because it's like, okay, God, did you have to give me the worst breast cancer, like to wake me up? Like, bam, 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 right? Like, I just like had ER positive, not that any breast cancer is good, but like you gave me the worst one. To me, that was like a sign. Okay, get your act together. Like, what are you doing with your life? If you want to live, and I think that we all had to make decisions to choose life. And that's what I would wake up every day saying, okay, today I'm going to choose life. What does that mean? That means I'm not going to talk to some people. I'm going to talk to some people. That means I may stay home. Whatever it is, I'm going to choose life. But I think that's what TNBC did, because, he gave us like the hardest thing to deal with, the nastiest one. They started talking about what is triple negative breast cancer. Like, I was like, okay, you must be trying to tell me something, right? So what do I need to learn? And what do I need to do? And you have been like such a trooper through this whole thing. And you're NED now, right? Already, you're still not done with radiation, but no evidence of disease?
No evidence of disease.
That's great.
And
God. Whew.
per the studies, less than 10% of reoccurrence.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm listening, and I'm just sitting back and just taking it all in. And one of the things that struck me about what you were saying in the very beginning was, the support that you had where you work, your level of, access to, information that the average woman doesn't have. I know when my friend Nancy was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, I never heard of it. I didn't even know there was more than one type of breast cancer. I didn't know that young women could get breast cancer. I had no idea about any of this. And I think that most people to this day still don't know, unless they know someone who is going through this. And for those people, for those viewers that are watching, who are thinking to themselves, I don't know where to turn, there are advocacy groups like Touch, like TNBC Foundation that can really guide you. And when you're talking about, support groups, we even have online support groups where you can meet with people, a couple of times a month who are literally walking in your shoes. And we have, online forums through TNBC Foundation that, you can join them anonymously. So as you were saying, like, even if it's something that, you don't feel comfortable talking about in public, your face is not on that forum. You can join anonymously and still get that support that you need. So for anyone who's watching, who needs that and doesn't know where to turn, please know that there are resources.
Yep, I'm putting everything in the chat right now, the Triple Negative Foundation and Touch. And, that's what Haley and I do all day. So call us, we are here.
Mhm.
And, if we don't answer the phone, we'll call you right back or have
Yes.
somebody call you. So that's what we do. That's what to me, that's our purpose. That's our blessing, right? That's our ministry.
It is, and sometimes it chooses us, but God picks the right ones, right, Ricky? I mean, we go through what we go through so that we can be here to help others. And Stacey, I'm blown away by
Yeah.
your spirit. You know what I mean? Because it is resilient, but it's humble, it's determined, but it's honest. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, we don't always see ourselves, but I look at you and I see a woman she's aware. She's aware of her strengths. She's aware of the things that she wants to grow into and the things she might want to change. And it's just beautiful watching you walk in this thing, that this horrible thing that happened to you, that's part of your purpose and part of your plan. And I thank you for that. It's amazing.
You're very welcome. You're very
Yeah.
welcome.
And thank
And
you.
Ricky, if you want, you could refer some of the people to me too. I'll definitely help them through, my journey, my experience on both sides, domestic violence, breast cancer. However, I can help. I actually did the clinical trial mostly to help others. Because
Talk
we do
about
need.
that, Stace. Talk about your clinical
Yes.
trial experience. Yeah, tell us about that.
So my clinical trial, they said you could be in the clinical trial and, you can get treatment every week, or you can get treatment without the clinical trial. You can get treatment maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So I was like, oh no, I'm not doing the clinical trial. I mean, every week, that just sounds like that's just pretty excessive. Like, I'm not doing that. So I called Ricky and I said, Ricky, have you heard about the clinical trial for, triple negative? And Ricky was like, oh yeah, it was passed by FDA. And she was saying all these words I ain't never heard before, and the treatment and this, that, and the third. And she said, you should do that. I implore you to do that. So I went back to my doctor the next week, and I said, you know what? I did research it. I researched it, and I said, I think I will do it. And I said, yeah, it's been passed by FDA, and I'm just speaking like I know, but I got it all from Ricky. And so he was like, okay. So
And look at
the
you now,
clinical
girl, that you advance, not only did you cured yourself, but you advance science for other women. And, and don't worry about, taking some calls, because you're going to work, girl, in a minute.
So let me say this. In my treatment, I was diagnosed. When I was diagnosed, I was at a stage 3+. That lump or mass that I had arrived probably in 6 weeks. I had, like, 2 or 3 months prior to that, I had my mammo. There was no signs of cancer there, none whatsoever. And so once I started treatment, in 3 weeks, now the clinical trial, I don't know if it was, what is it called? Placebo, if it's the real mass. My mass was reduced in 3 weeks. Like, physically, you could just feel the difference. By 6 weeks, it was gone. And I had treatment for 6 months. So by the time the 6th month came around, there was nothing there. When I had surgery, there was nothing, not a speck or anything to pluck out. It was totally gone. I'm only having radiation only because it's part of the protocol and it might be some micro cancer cells that's there. But I'm here to tell you that I did not lose my breast. I'm here to say that it was totally, there's nothing in my body to show that I've ever had cancer. So I'm saying that to say that the trial is good. I mean, you know, you don't want to ignore the fact that it can help another. It can help your sister, it can help your mother, it can help your grandmother, it can help someone, it can help your child. So ignoring a trial, a clinical trial, is not the best in our interest. And I believe they said only 3% of Black women participate in the clinical trials. We have to do better. We absolutely have to do
Thank you,
better.
thank you, thank you. You know, that's my soapbox. Thank you for that.
I think we have a new poster child.
We do.
That's great.
We need you on a billboard. Mom Woods, can I ask you something? People who are watching, people are chiming in on the Facebook. I needed to hear this today. Thank you for sharing. You're blessing somebody, you're helping somebody. What advice do you have? What wisdom do you have for folks who are going through this journey on their own? What would you say to them and give them some encouragement?
Well, I would just say keep the faith. Just know that the Lord is with you and he'll get you through anything that you want to get through. You have to have the right mental. You know, if you need to get a little counseling to make sure that you are thinking right, you need to get that. Just move forward and have faith that it's going to be over soon. You know, we weren't put here for everything to be easy. If we can get through the hard things, after we get through something like cancer, there's nothing else that we should have any problem with. You know, the Lord is with you and you're going to be all right.
I love that.
I love that you said that, you know, it's okay to get counseling. It's okay to get help. It's okay to reach out to your family. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to put it out there. So thank you, Mom, for reinforcing that, because so many of us hide behind the door, you know, and hide under the covers. So
Cancer is the type of thing that takes you out of your mental place. It takes you out of your real mind. It makes you think all kinds of things that are not positive. But you have to make sure that you stay positive and you have to keep moving. You cannot sit around and just dwell on what's happening to me. You got to keep moving. And Stacy is a star. She just kept right on going and she's
yeah,
never
she's a star.
star. And I love you. No matter what we go through, I'm there for you.
Thank you.
I love it. I love you
It
too, Mom.
just goes again to show that, you know, Ricky, what you and I always say, no one fights alone. And, you know, having friends like this and a family like this, it helps you. It you know, empowers you to really fight the way you need to fight. And, you know, if you need additional support or additional resources, again, you know, you have to know that there are advocacy groups and there are, you know, so many campaigns and programs out there right now that are designed to help. So whether you're reaching out to Touch or the TNBC Foundation, or, you know, going through other programs, for example, we partnered recently with Merck on a program called Uncover TNBC that really takes into account the disadvantages that some Black women face as they're trying to get access to treatment and get the education that they need to be their own best advocate. And, you know, it really tries to give practical solutions to those problems that you might face. So, you know, Dr. Mo, I know you're putting everything in the chats, but I think that it's important for people to know that you are not alone. And whether you have a supportive family, a supportive, you know, faith community and friends, you know, like Stacy, or whether you feel like you need more than that, more support, it's there. You just have to reach out and get it.
You do. Yeah. And you know, Mo and I are participating in a program called More Than Just Words. And we've actually made a new friend with Jasmine Sullivan. Mo did a photo shoot with her a few weeks ago, and they also have a bunch of resources also. We'll put that in the chat, more than just words.us. But guess who's going to be on our show on Sunday?
Yep. the one and only. She doesn't
Wow.
know it. She's my little sister from Philadelphia, but Jasmine Sullivan. And it's a story like this one of really breaking your heart open and digging deep and finding what's important to you and the courage to make those changes. Like life changes are hard. You ever see that cartoon that says, who wants to change? And everybody raise their hand. And they say, well, who wants change? And everybody raise their hand and say, well, who wants to change? And nobody raises their hand, right? Because it's a hard thing to do, but changing your life, changing your environment, changing your mental, doing those things for ourselves and our loved ones is what this is about. So she'll be talking about how she changed her life and her diet. She became vegan, and she really dug in spiritually to help her mother through inflammatory breast cancer. So we're going to get into it, but I want Muriel and Stacy to give us the last words on this and talk about, people who are watching, who are feeling a little bit timid or who don't have that support. They're here and they're listening. Give them some good news.
So I just want to say that even though you may feel alone, you're never alone. There is someone who's going through something much worse than what you're going through. If you're in a support group and you hear all the things that other people are saying, you're like, well, my life is not that bad, but definitely if you are, not just breast cancer, but any kind of cancer, domestic violence, any of those things that might result in, suicidal thoughts, depression, please reach out. Don't wait. Reach out and talk to somebody that you know that will be there to assist you, to help you, to hug you. Somebody. Do not disregard it.
I just want to say, like I said earlier, I'm just a big believer in affirmation. So have those conversations with yourself, and whether you keep it in a little box and write it down on a piece of paper, or whether you talk to yourself in the mirror, like, I am wonderful. I can do anything. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Whatever you got to say or tell yourself daily, get in the habit of doing that, because trust me, it works. It works. And depend on your surroundings, but most importantly, depend on you. Depend on you. Believe in yourself and choose to live. Make that choice.
Yes. Amen.
I love that you said that.
Amen.
Our life follows our words and our minds, doesn't our words and our thoughts?
Yeah, gotta have those good thoughts. Woo, what a show.
Yeah.
Is it over?
Is it
Oh
over?
my God.
It goes by really quickly.
Right, it goes like so fast, right?
It does.
Yeah.
More
I
to
put
say,
some-
and we'll do it again. I put everything in the chat, the resources, the Uncover TNBC and the More Than Just Words. And you guys know how to find us, Ricky at touchbbca.org. And whoever you need to find, I'll find them for you. Just call me, tweet me, email me, text me, and we are here for you. And I'll find, pull Haley. I drag her into everything. I call Dr. Mo every 40 times a day. So thank you, Mom, so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom, for being here. And thank you, Muriel, for being here and for being such a great friend, and you guys being such great support for our hero. She's a shero.
A pleasure.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
you really are. Really quick, I gotta chime in and say, if you are facing or know someone facing domestic violence, we have resources. I put into the chat also the hotline.org, which is the National Domestic Violence Hotline. The number 1-800-799-SAFE. 1-800-799-SAFE, or you can text START, S-T-A-R-T, to 88788. 88788. So if you or somebody you know is in a situation right now, please share that information. It's in the chat, and we'll make sure that you have it, or reach out to us. And for any breast cancer issues, concerns, you want to share your story, you want to give support, you want to get support, we're here for it all. And as always, we hope this has been relatable and reliable and real. Is what we set out to do every single Wednesday night. We're thankful to the Triple Negative Breast Cancer Foundation. TNBC is they're our homies, our sisters, our hearts. Haley, thank you.
Thank you.
Love you, Haley.
Feel the same way.
And we love you all. See you next
Yeah,
week.
Haley taught me
Dr.
everything I know about how to be an advocate. So I'm so thankful to
And
her.
look at you now. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Stacey, thank you again. Muriel, thank you. Mom
Bye.
Yours, we appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Breasty
yeah.
love to you and
Breasty
blessings.
love,
Yeah.
breasty love, breasty love.
There it
See
is.
you Sunday with
See you
Jasmine.
Sunday,
Rest of us.
3 p.m. with
You said-
Jasmine Sullivan.
Yes, sir.
And then next Wednesday, we're gonna be live at the Sarah Flint Shoe Store, trying on pink shoes. You're my favorite thing. You know?
Yeah.
All right, bye.
All
Bye.
right, bye. Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Stace. Love you, Stace.
Love you
Be well.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.